it's just a sort of thing where like we feel like they're like the game's all like mafiaed up. It's done. It's sewed up and stuff. There's no we have no competitive edge. That's why we go over here to it's our own game, right?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, every generation wants to make the playing field. Right. We're like, well, we understand what your game was, but we want
our own game
that's also like advantageous to us.
Right. And I would argue that they have it, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting to start your life over and you have YouTube in 6th grade?
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you go to college? I wouldn't go to college.
No, hell no.
I would have had I would have not have played high school football. I would have probably had a business in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These kids are more entrepreneurial than they've ever been. They've also got more knowledge. They have more understanding. I thought my teachers knew shit about the world.
Right.
Right? And that wasn't my fault. That was only consciousness that I had.
Right.
These kids have consciousness to the entire world. These kids understand geopolitics at a very young age, or they at least know what's going on and how it affects money. So they have this great advantage. With that great advantage, they have, the downside of seeing social media.
Right.
So with the opportunity comes, the thing that they have to overcome. But I think that there's more opportunity in the world now probably than there's ever been.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
We're living in the fucking pinnacle of money-making opportunity in human history right now.
Right.
And like, if you're not going for it, I don't know why not,
I don't either, man. And I always say this to guys, because I get guys that message me and they're like, oh man, I'm 38. It's too, is it too late? I'm like, bruh, you can change your whole life in 18 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole life.
Yep.
From fitness to women to money, the whole thing, you can do it so fast. And it's never been that way before. My first business, it wasn't until after the first decade where I really started pumping in M's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to be the case anymore.
Nope.
There are guys starting businesses and 2 years later, they're making massive amounts of money.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that opportunity is there.
Yeah, and that's where the thing I thought you said about Keith Cunningham was kind of interesting yesterday.
Yep.
Because organizing that and then scaling that, right?
Yeah.
That's the shit that takes time, and that's where the real value is, right?
Right, exactly, man. Like getting to a place where you've created a machine.
Yeah.
I always look at business like I'm sitting over a bunch of cogs and I'm looking down on it at 30,000 feet.
Right.
And I'm tinkering with the system, and each cog is a system, and somebody owns that system. Somebody's responsible for that cog, and some are big and some are small.
Yep.
Right.
100%.
But then I have relationships with the people that are running this, so we can really get in there and dive deep into like what's really happening. There's a really good book about leadership called Turn the Ship Around.
Okay.
And the book is basically about how this Navy captain was supposed to take over this certain ship. And right before he deployed to get to this ship, they had to change the ship he went on. And he knew nothing about the ship. So what he did is he reverse engineered the information. So he said, I'm going to push the decision making to where the information is, which is down to the men.
Yep.
So the decision making came from intention, and this is why I'm so big on intent.
Okay.
So they'd come to the captain. He said, like, listen, I'm going to help you guys let you make the decisions. I don't know about the ship, but we're going to make and it was a very bad performing ship. But what he did is he put into them ownership by letting them help make decisions. But he asked that they come to him and say, Captain, sir, I have the intention of doing this because this and this is happening, and I think as a result, this will happen. Great decision, go about it. Or he'd question it or whatever.
Right.
But he got that buy-in from the men, and he pushed the decision-making down to where the information was. And for that reason, he was able to get buy-in from his team, and I do that with all my teams.
Yeah.
So as we're building these systems that we can trust and operate, we're getting buy-in from the people that are owning these positions, right? And they're owning these systems in the business. And they give a fuck, so now they have intent at this point.
And they'll stay longer.
Right,
if they do.
they'll stay longer, and then I can trust that they're manning that post.
Right.
Which, in the case of being able to, back to Myron's question, being able to let go and go either build another business, or have the opportunity to network at a high level, or just fly out here and do a podcast with you guys and buy some more hex. You have that opportunity.
Yep.
Because of those things. So I think that people have this huge opportunity to get really competent in either building a business like we're just talking about, getting competent in what you guys are talking about, getting, like really figuring out ways that they can change their life. And it's never been more available than now.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of said this during the I said this during the stream that like men are always on this kind of mode back and forth, right? They're kind of like women, they're toggle switch, women business, women money, women status. Like they're always flip flopping, but it's the sort of thing where like men who are really bad at these systems what I've noticed is they focus all on the women, the business goes to shit. Men who have really good systems, the business maintains to actually grows. Then, because you're never going to get hyper growth without you not being there unless you have put an incredible amount of time with putting a good CEO in your corporation. Most people are running probably smaller businesses and stuff. Right. You're in a very interesting and that's the thing is as men really grow older and older and older, you get to the point where you're running a lot of people and stuff like that, and you're running multiple businesses. You're doing something very complex and stuff. Where like eventually, what you do as an entity, Waller Incorporated, will become so massive that you will have to hire a CEO at some point to manage that and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. And even now, I really have a CEO for each business.
Yeah.
So we run EOS, and in EOS, there's a visionary and the integrator.
Okay.
But we kind of light run EOS. We really run it. It's like if Speed and EOS had a baby, that's kind of how I work it. Cause we're working all the time. We're like bang, 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 bang. But I have one person in each business I talk to like directly about said business. And then I get the reports every day.
Yeah.
So I know everything that's going on. And the reports are the same for each business. So I have a very strong pulse on what's going on from a systematic point of view. And then I have one direct point of contact, no matter how many people are in that business. And then you have like an org board from there.
Right.
So, and then what'll happen is I'll take that report in and let's say it's like green, 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 red. Oh, well, that's just the one thing we drill down into. What happened here? What's going on here? Okay, cool. Right. Let's do this, and this, and then boom, it's done.
Yep.
Why fuck with the shit that's already working?
Right.
All right. So when that alarm goes off in the third report on the 18th line, that's what we talk about.
Right.
And that's what allows us to kind of keep efficiency. Other than that, I have to know and trust that the systems are working if we're green light everywhere else.
Got it.
Interesting.
And I'm sure you guys are looking at markets and following certain things. We're like good up.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because like crypto's like a little bit. It has domains of a little bit of everything. Right. So you have to learn a little about a lot. And if you have to like learn about cybersecurity as well as like how businesses scale and how the internet network, basically like how the network effect works and all that shit, like the more you understand about all that stuff, the better you'll do it on the business side for income streams as well as on the investment side, I think.